Hello once again everybody, welcome back to Satisfactory. If you notice a slight change in my voice, yeah, I've got a bit of a sore throat right now for various reasons that I'm not going to go into right now. But anyway, I still need to record a video for everybody, so here we are. Yeah, our I was going to say our Fix-It factory. No, our Fixmas factory is now completely shut down. All our trees are gone. All the resources have been converted into points, which of course means that I've had an awful lot of stuff that I've now unlocked. Basically to do with things like architecture and decoration and things. So that's very nice. All of my signs are unlocked. I've unlocked a lot of lighting. Not so much the control panel. I'll do that a bit later, I suppose. Look at management. We've still got those to unlock, and hypertube stuff I'm not really into, but I've unlocked everything here that I need. Unlocked all of that, all the foundations, unlocked all the walls, the architecture bits, so all the pillars and stuff. You've seen those were done already. I'm gonna hold off on some of these for a while. Customizer, I've unlocked everything I can unlock in the customizer, and yeah, so let's go and have a look at what I've been doing. It has been a very, 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 very long time in actual game time. So let's have a look. This thing is getting big. We'll go and have a little look over there. But this is essentially what I'm aiming for here. I think I've got the basic architecture nailed now. This conveyor belt along the top is just coming from those over there. I'm just pulling as much of that back over here as possible. We've got an awful lot of steel pipe that that we've not used for anything. Yeah, this is looking quite good actually. I've got roads. I've got crosswalks. I've got little walkways along the pavements. That's the disable flying, so we get a proper look at everything. This here is the elevator down to the logistics floor. We'll have a look at this in a minute. And then over here, this is North Trunk Mining. So this is the control center, the hub of all of my mining operations over there. In here, we've got storage for all the resources, should you need to pop in and grab some manually. We've got the power switch that will shut it all down. Having a little look out the back. There's not much going on at the back, really. It's just pretty much just for access. But it looks nice in here. Looks nice in here. The basic architecture thing I've got going on is a 1 meter wall down here just to keep the windows off the floor, basically. We'll have a look downstairs. We'll do that now, I think. So go down. Here we are. So I've decided to put these little supports in every now and again, just to give the illusion of the top floor being supported. But yes, we'll enable flying for now. The power obviously goes down there. We get all the resources back. The coal's moving because, of course, that's going straight to my power supply. So this is where they come in. They get split. They get sent off upstairs for storage, and then they get sent off in this direction to go and meet whatever uses I have for them. So this line going down to the power station, that's all going to be tidied up once we get the power stations relocated. But the iron ore comes in here and goes up to the factory, which I'll show you in a moment. And then the ingots come down here. It's all very tidy. I've got copper. I've got my copper ingots being constructed right now. This is the main power feed to the actual smelters. Comes down here. This is where things get a little bit on the complicated side. It goes up here to a switch, but you've got the main power feed coming in here, and this is the another elevator, which just gets fed off the main supply. I did wonder whether I should feed that off the switched supply, but then I thought, well, maybe you're going to have to go up and visit parts of the factory while the power's turned off. So I decided to leave that as it was. So that's those two buildings. This is my basic design, I think, for the factories going forward. So this is iron ingots, capacity of 600 per minute. I've got more iron ore coming in than that, but I want to split some of that off to make steel. So it's more or less half. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, the way I've designed it, I can easily put another floor or two on top of this. That's no problem at all. Anyway, you come in here. This is where you can grab some ingots should you need to. Over here we've got the elevator that takes you up to all the floors, and the switch is currently off. I'll turn it on just so you can see everything working. So this, the iron ore comes up here, goes into a splitter. It goes into this one, where it gets fed out to all the smelters upstairs. This one here goes to up another floor. The power just comes straight through the floor. And eventually the ingots come down on the outside, go into this merger, and then into here, where you've got the feed downstairs to the rest of the factory, and then you've got the feed along here into that storage container. Next floor, you've got the power comes off this. It just feeds in. It's all very nice. I did consider putting an extra one on the end, but that takes up another two foundations of space, and you only fit an extra one in. Yeah, it's not particularly space efficient doing it that way. But you can see how many of these we're making. You know, that's a lot. Oh, that is a lot. That's your 600 per minute. Right there. Let's have a little look over here. Yeah, there we go. It's coming in nice and quickly. So, that's your basic floor down here. And then these top two floors are pretty much the same. Except you've got a nice big roof on this one. With some nice some nice glass roofs to let the sun in. It's lovely. It's lovely. So let's take the elevator back down again. Just wait for it to come up to us. Hello. Right, we're just going to press 0 on the number pad to go all the way down to distribution 1. Have a look at that. We've got distribution, production, 0 and 8, and then 20 and 8. Very easy to remember, actually. It took me a little while to get the walls on this in the right place, because these ones here have to be in line with the floor. Now, the floor is exactly 2 walls high. So, yeah, this floor is 2 walls high. I'm not on Zoop. Then this one here is 3 floors high, and so on. But of course, the exterior is offset by the 1 meter foundation down there. So yeah, you have to take that into account when building. So this front wall, so these side walls are just off the floor as normal. This one here obviously has to be straight on the floor. But there's an extra one there because I want these windows to be in line with the windows on the outside. Basically, it took me quite a long time to actually come up with this design. Originally, I just had this front wall completely glass, even this column on the sides, and it didn't look nice. It needed something to break it up a bit. And I think these chevrons look quite nice, actually. So this is my copper plant. Still under construction, of course, so you can see how I built it, basically. The back wall is in place, at least up till the roof line, just so we can get the power up. You've got the resources coming up here, being split, being put into the multi-splitter and the multi-merger, and going up the conveyor lifts through the holes into these, and then down and back. It's very... it's actually quite elegant, I think. These ones here are then going to go up to the next floor. So we're going to have our distribution floor here, and then we're going to have the rest of it here. I did make this a little bit easier to build by using the blueprints. I managed to get the blueprints working. So I'm just going to do an extra row here just to demonstrate. I've got it on the hotbar, actually. There we go. So we've got the factory structure, which is one of the columns there, along with some of the support structure, the lower floor, and then the upper floor. So in build mode default, it's actually quite difficult to get it to snap in the right place. Put it in blueprint, and boop, there it is. Just put it in blueprint mode. That makes things so much easier, because I've placed these. The first time you place the blueprint, it doesn't snap to anything very well. But once you've placed a blueprint, you can see it remembers that these were blueprints, which is very nice. So bop that one, and just keep going until you run out of concrete. There we go. See, very, very quick, very easy. It's just you need to figure out where the floor goes next. That's pretty much it. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with that node once we get the floor in, but there we are. I've got an edge, one that I've called the edge, because obviously the last one's going to have the pillar, but it won't have the rest of the floor. And that, of course, will go there on the edge. I've decided to go with this pattern for the walls. So we've got that window there in line with the supports, which are every 2 blueprints across. So that provides just enough. Then you've got the wall and the barrier, and everything fits together rather nicely. So the roads are sunk. See, these ones here are 2 meter foundations. These one here are just the 1 meter foundation, so it's sunk 1 meter to give a bit of a curb. I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to continue with these barriers along the side of the road. I don't really know. I like them, but if I'm just continuing to move forwards there. So if I'm down here and I want to go in there, you know, I can't get up here. Oh, actually I can. I can actually jump over that from down here. I didn't realise you could do that. Maybe they stay then. I don't think you should be able to jump up like that, but there we are. So yeah, just running around. We need a dropped curb here, of course. But for now, we can just run and jump. Got our Explorer over here. There's not really anywhere to drive to, but there we are. What I actually want to do with the materials over there is use the coated concrete. I'll use the normal concrete down here, unless I go for a sort of a cyberpunk feel, where I really want the reflections, but those I do want to be coated concrete. But of course, I need to get plastic for that, and that'll be a little while. I'm wedged. Anyway, let's go around here. Just drive around a little bit. And yeah, I've only done the lines over here. Yeah, very nice. So basically, we need to finish this, don't we? Shouldn't take too long to get another floor put in. Another floor of machines, anyway. That is on... Yes, that's on 5. So what we put down first is the merger, because that's the one... That's the one that needs the one from further away. So the problem is really trying to get it in the right spot. Thankfully, you've got a snapping line there. So it's just there. Making sure that the output is this way. Switch to the multi-splitter. Make sure the input is on this side. And there it is. Look, very nice and lovely. Next step is to get these in just the right spot. And it's a lot easier when you have another layer for reference. So it's right slap bang in the middle of the foundation. And it's one hole in. Oh, look, there we go. It lines up. Very nice. It's a lot better when you have stuff built already and you can just line things up. It really is. I don't know what that was. Oh, it's because you're bridging the gap between two foundations. That's why it doesn't like it. But it still lets you do it. So that's all fine. So that's your intake row. Your intake up the middle, and then it's exactly the same places as the others, of course, but we're just on the inside edge. I think we're a bit too far away now to get the assistance with the guides. That doesn't really matter so much because we've got a visual reference from what we've already done. So that's just on the inside of the half. That there, put that there. It's in the right place, isn't it? Yes. I'm always paranoid about these not going in the right place. Yeah, see, every time there's always one. Always one every time. So that's that bit done. Coming on nicely. All we need really is to whack some smelters down. Make sure they're the right way round. Make sure they're roughly in the middle. Putting your first one down is always the trickiest, but thankfully they just snap together like that and it's fine. There's your first one. And then put another 4 in and we're done. We've just got to belt them up, put the power in, which we'll do now because that takes no time at all. That's not what I wanted to do. I could see it happening though. Right there. Hook those up on this side. And that's all the power done. So it's a little bit tricky and takes a little bit of time to get the conveyor lifts in place. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably do that off camera and just cut it basically. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, so that's the that's the first bit done. We've just got to do these ones now. These ones are kind of tricky because, as you can see, the ones from downstairs sort of poke through a bit. They poke through the hole a little bit, so it's kind of tricky to line them up. There we are. It's kind of tricky to line them up because it's got to be quite precise. And there we are. That's that lot done. We've just got to do the output side of things now. Obviously with this one you need to make sure you're in reversed mode, otherwise they go in the wrong direction. But these are a lot quicker to do because you don't have the one from downstairs messing things up. And there we go. So all we need to do is bring these down. Make sure you don't go too far down. And then put the regular conveyor belts in. Right, there we are. That's all the that's all of the lift's done. So down here, the only ones we have to do are these long ones, because these are attached directly. So this won't take long at all. We're already halfway through. And all of these, thankfully, just use Mark 1s. So they're fairly easy on the resources. So on the top, it's also fairly easy, because you pretty much just aim and double click, and they're close enough to work. Unless you miss, and then something like this happens. And the last one, there we go. Nice. So they're all hooked up. The only thing we have to do is hook them up to the input, then actually feed things in. So these ones down here have already been set up. You just got to paste the settings, which won't take long. Won't take long at all. Thanks to the new way you can just do this, because I remember when you had to open each of them individually. So yeah, what we need to do is get the input up here. So there's my floors. So we'll just put those there for now. We'll go straight through that floor, and then yeah, that'll be fine. So where did these go? Well, we can have a little look at this one here and get some sort of idea. It goes right slap bang in the middle of the foundation. That's nice and easy. I don't want things complicated, so that way round. I always try and make sure I have the conveyor floor holes in a consistent direction, because I don't want them as a mix of that one and that one, because it just gets a bit confusing. So up here, over there, and I have no more concrete. Oh, fantastic. Well, I'll see you in a bit, because I need to go and get more concrete anyway. Okay, so our basic problem is that I've been using a lot of concrete in this project, and I have none left in my storage over here. It's only got 3 constructors. It's not going to make concrete anywhere near as quickly as I really need it to be. Over here, of course, perfectly fine. We've got tons of these iron plates. I do have quite a few. I still have enough of everything else, I think. I've still got enough of these beams. We've got plenty of these encased beams. See, we've got even more in here. So I don't feel as if I'm running out of those just yet. I just hope that I get my steel production running before we run out of those. But anyway, we've got our concrete now. As you can imagine, this build takes a lot of concrete. It is a lot of concrete. So what we need to select, go back to one of these that gives us our fast Mark 1 lifts. Now, as you can see, that's in the wrong direction, so reverse that one. Take this one, make sure it's an output mode. There we go. So that's all hooked up. Now, which way round were these? I want them to look. Yeah, good. Good. I want them to look consistent. So from that one, turn it round up to that floor hole. Make sure it's in the right direction. Same with that one. It's that way round, and then it turns into a different direction. It's always kind of strange, but anyway, there we are. So that's here. So our input needs to be... where are we now? Is that about right, or is it down one? I don't think it's down one, is it? I think it's up 2 clicks. like that. No, that one's on the floor, so that one can stay there. So that's in just the right place to get a nice 90-degree angle without having to do anything else. I just love it when a plan comes together like that. So we'll just fill in the... That's the wrong one. I need number 5 on the 5. Just to fill in these floors. Same up here. Just zoop the floor in like that. We'll have to figure out power in a moment. So what we need to do is come over here. We'll punch a hole in the floor here for our elevator, which is transport Mark 1 elevator like that. Rotate it that way. Add 2 floors, 0 and 8, and then it was 20 and 28. We'll remove the railings because we're going to build it into an elevator shaft, so that will be much nicer. There we go. Right, lovely. Yes, we're going to need to build some walls after this, but that's all fine. So go to power, not power storage, power switch. That's what we need. We had that in the middle, didn't we? Pretty sure we had that right in the middle rather than off to one side. Yes, there we go. So this will of course be copper ingots. Turn it around so the switch is in the front. Pop that there. Lovely. We'll remove this so that we get access downstairs. Scroll back to 1 on the hot bar so that we can grab that and bring it down. It's that one there we need. So that will be in line with all of that. Doesn't really need to be all that. That's not what I wanted at all. Oh dear, that's not what I wanted at all. I wanted that to hook onto that one. And then this can hook onto the feed for that. See? That little bit of wire there is completely unobtrusive. And that's all working nicely. So while we're here, we'll name this. Activate the little label. And these are of course copper ingots. Lovely. Copper ingots. So pull our output downstairs, put it next to that one. Run that over here so that it is roughly in line with everything else. I'm just trying to figure out where it needs to go now. Oh, there's good enough, I think. Right, there we are. What we need to do is get the copper over here now. Do we need copper for anything else? I don't think we do. I can't guarantee it. If we need it, we'll redo these. If we need it, we'll redo these, because that one there is for steel. So I shall bring this way. That's probably far enough. No, I can bring it the whole way. Perfectly fine. So bring our lift down. Grab that. That's there. Knock it back 2 clicks to get a right angle. Over here while we're down here. Hook up the output. And I just do that to the edge of the foundation just to sort of demonstrate what we've got coming out. There we go. It's all going upstairs very nicely. What we need now is scroll back to number 5. Get 5 on there. Make it a 2-meter one so that we can fill the hole in. There we go. So this should now start to work. Oh, there is one thing I haven't done yet. Oh no. No, that's all fine. But yeah, it's this bit here. Put that in there. So that starts going upstairs. Hook that one up. And this should now be ready to roll. No, I'm on the elevator. There we go. So whack that down, apply the power. 80 megawatts, lovely. And there we go, we're starting to get our ingots out. Come down here, just watch them. Watch them coming down here. Oh, that's a sight. That really is. Awesome. So they'll come out here in a great big rush. Some will go downstairs until that's all full now. And now both of these will be feeding into this. Look at that. It's a nice long stream of copper ingots. And there we are. That's it. I'm going to say it's that simple, but that really wasn't simple. And we're not finished either. Because the rest of this now is building the walls and the glass, putting the roof on, and putting that on the front there. But to be honest, that's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. I mean, you can see what I've been doing here. So I'll call it for today. It's been about half an hour, so that's perfectly fine. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was informative in some description. I've just got to repeat that process for every other factory, every other item that I want to make. So yeah, it's going to take up a lot of space. But we've got space in that direction, and we've got space in that direction, so that's perfectly fine. So anyway, yes, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Remember to subscribe, and goodbye.